Guys, I want you to think about if you haven't done a breakout goal, and this is for you, for those of you that are listening to the recording as well, now's the time to start thinking about a breakout goal. It's been roughly about 90 days since we set a breakout goal for this specific group, different to the troublemakers. But I always like to do it after a Ultimate Life Recharge. We did it on Ultimate Life Recharge, and it's a breakout goal is just a really, really simple goal. It typically goes for 90 days, and we just look at two things. We look at leadership, or from a personal development point of view, who you are becoming, and then we look at you being that leader, or you becoming your authentic self. What is the result? By you being in that state, by you having those emotions flowing through your body, you're going to look at the world differently, right? You're going to attract different things with a different polarity. So that's why we always look at, like, who are you becoming? It's not what you get in life, it's who you become. And so now's a really good opportunity to go, okay, 90 days, which is Feb, and to go for it. Like, a lot of people are winding down when it comes to Christmas and all of those things. The high achievers are like planning a 2025, are putting the foundations in place, recharging the batteries, getting ready for an incredible 2025. And I think the world's going to drastically change. Trump's got back in, which is, I think, going to have a big impact in the world. I think he'll probably stop the war in the Ukraine very, very quickly, which will then make a big impact, I think, in trade. Costs will go down again in trade and all of that type of stuff. It'll make a significant impact. I think he'll put Iran in check as well, with intense sanctions, all of that type of stuff. So I think he'll stop a lot of the conflict that is happening in this world. That's just my intuitive feeling on that. I also think he'll probably rebuild the US into, quite a superpower financially, which that then leads into Australia. Usually we follow the US. So what that might mean is that we're going to, see a significant boom starting to happen, with possibly inflation getting under control, consumer confidence increasing, all of those types of things. That's just kind of my perception that I think, is most likely going to happen. Certainly the conflict. I think he'll stop a lot of conflict that's happening in the world, which is a really good thing. They're probably the three things. I think he'll get in trouble again. He'll say shit that he shouldn't say. And they'll probably try and impeach him again and all of that type of stuff. But I think ultimately it could be a really positive outcome in terms of psychologically for the West, I suppose. So now's the time to start kind of putting things in place, structures, goals, all of that stuff. I'm not saying that you don't have a holiday or anything like that. I'm a big fan of recharging, obviously, and having a holiday, but also just remember, most of the market is switching off. Now is an incredible opportunity. Now I'm talking troublemaker stuff now. Now's an incredible opportunity to, get your campaigns right, get your 12-month marketing or events calendars in place, and really just start to plan for an incredible 2025. I really like to get those wall calendars from Officeworks, the 12-month calendars, and I'd love to put it on my wall. And I always book in life first. I book in appointments for life first. You can do it on your computer, on Google Calendar, or whatever calendar software that you're using, but I like to see it. I like to be able to see it in my office. This is where we're going, big picture. And I really like to push it. So, put the international holidays that you want to go on, book the appointments for health, book the appointments for relationships, book all of the life stuff in, put friends, family, members' birthdays, Christmases, all of, Christmas presents, all of that type of stuff. Put everything in there and then plonk the business on top. And that's how the business can expand your life instead of you being stuck in the business. Because if you let it, your business, your career as well, will just suck your life. It will take more and more time, more and more, especially if you've got wounds underneath around being busy, all of those things. You'll be really, really busy, but you may not necessarily be productive. That's what we want to look at. And that's the beauty of Ultimate Life Recharge, coming up on top of the mountain to look at the limiting patterns and to look at the emotion underneath those limiting patterns, neutralize that stuff so that you don't have to do as much, but the things that you're doing really move the needle, really push the business to the next level. And that's really what we want to do. We want to systematize as much as we can. We want to bring team in place. We want to make yourself redundant, really use the business for, to expand your life to the next level, and then come back into the business once you've made yourself redundant and just do the things that you love doing. Create your own role, 10 out of 10 role. But how you do that, and I do this every year, is build a 10 out of 10 life, push it. And even if you don't have the budget for some of these trips or experiences, and by the way, a really good way to do it is a bucket list, is to kind of do your 10 out of 10 year plan, do a bucket list, and then every quarter put in one of those bucket list activities. So you're hitting the adventure kind of needs, variety needs, all of those things over the next 12 months. Like, let's create the best year you've ever had in your life.